Hi everybody, it's Miss Samantha from D. Brown, and I wanted to read you one of my stories, just kind of share it with you. It is called Goldie and the Three Libearians. Now I kind of sound like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. This one's just kind of a fractured fairy tale, which means it kind of changes a little bit of the original one. Maybe the characters, where they live, just things like that. But this is called Goldie and the Three Libearians by Jackie Mills Hopkins. Once upon a time, nestled deep in enchanted forest, there lived a book-loving bear family. Papa Bear was a public librarian. Mama Bear was a school librarian. And their son, Baby Bear, was a librarian in training at the Grizzly Lee Preschool. One morning, a little girl named Goldie was on her way to school. Goldie usually walked along the road, but this day, since she was running particularly late, she decided to take a shortcut through the forest. By and by, Goldie came upon an astonishing sight. There in the middle of the forest, she saw a cottage that appeared to be made of books. That's kind of neat. Goldie loved books more than bears loved honey, so she went up to the house for a closer look. She knocked on the door, and to her surprise, it creaked open. Cautiously, Goldie peeked inside. Shelves and shelves of wondrous books lined the walls. She called out to see if anybody was home, but no one answered. Goldie knew she shouldn't go in, but the temptation of all those books was more than she could bear. Oh, that's a lot of books. Once inside the cottage, Goldie went straight to the shelves and began browsing through the books. The first book she pulled off the shelf was too big. It was so heavy it fell on the floor. Goldie went to another shelf, but the book she took from the shelf was too little. Then she looked through some non-fiction books and found one that was just right. Of course, non-fiction means real things, you know. Goldie wandered over to another shelf and opened a chapter book. She used the 5-finger rule to see if the book was too hard. She started with a closed fist, and when she came to words she couldn't read, she put up one finger. All 5 fingers went up while reading the book, so she knew that book was too hard for her. So she tried another book, but it was too easy. Then she found a book of fairy tales that was just right. After she found several books that were just right for her, Goldie began searching for the perfect place to read them. Goldie looked around the room and spotted a big lazy bear recliner. She climbed up in the enormous chair, pushed back, but it went back too far. Uh-oh. She surveyed the room again, and this time she spied a poofy couch with lots of pillows. When Goldie sprang into the air, it landed smack dab in the middle of the couch, and pillows flew everywhere. The couch was too squishy. Maybe there's a comfy place upstairs, she thought. Then Goldie reached the top of the stairs and she saw a tent made out of a blanket. She crawled inside the cozy tent, opened the book of fairy tale, and began reading. Yes, this place was just right. Around noon, the 3 librarians came home for lunch. Uh-oh. See the door open. Papa Librarian immediately noticed one of his books on the floor. Somebody's been looking at my big books and left one on the floor, he said. Then Mama Librarian said, somebody's been looking at my little books and put one back on the shelf with the pages showing instead of the spine. Then Baby Librarian said, Somebody's been looking at my nonfiction books and one's gone. Oh, goodness. Papa Librarian looked at another shelf and said, somebody's been looking at my hard books and left one at the top of the shelf. Way up there. And somebody's been looking at my easy books and put one back on the shelf upside down, said Mama Librarian. Then Baby Librarian said, somebody's been looking at my fairy tale books and one's gone. Oh no, gotta put them up right. Papa Librarian saw that his favorite chair was not in the same position that he had left it. Somebody's been sitting in my recliner and left it pushed back, he said. Then Mama Librarian said, somebody's been sitting on my poofy couch and knocked all the pillows on the floor. The three librarians crept upstairs, and when they got to the top, the Baby Librarian said, somebody's been in my cozy reading tent, and there she is. Goldie Socks looked up at them from her book and saw the big sharp teeth of the three librarians smiling at her. Look at that. Papa, Mama, and Baby Librarian joined Goldie Socks in the tent. Papa Librarian read a story to everyone, and it was just right. The end. So see, they liked it because she was reading books. And so, of course, we like it if you come to the library and read books with us as well. So we hope to see you soon. Bye.